So I have a technique on what I personally do to uh, try and help when I have been hurt by someone and I'm trying to forgive them. So how do we forgive people when they have hurt us? Okay, so now I want you to imagine, close your eyes for a moment and think back to the age when you were a child. Let's say you were 4 or 5 years old. And how do you feel? Just take a moment, pause and think, how did you feel as a child? I'm sure most of you must be feeling joy or um, happiness or playfulness, or most of us have something nice associated with childhood. So maybe that's what comes to your mind. If it doesn't, try and invoke something that does. If you didn't have a particularly good childhood, try and remember those moments when you were little, but you really enjoyed that. Maybe somebody took you out for a nice lunch or a dinner on your birthday, and you had a wonderful time. You didn't have a care in the world that day. So, the state that we are describing, this state is basically a vulnerable state. It's something that most of us have forgotten to feel and to accept once we grow older and all the layers of an onion are formed around us by all our different circumstances, difficult circumstances in life that create them. So I would like to ask you, uh, at the base of your heart, do you really think you are different from that 5 year old self of you, that 5 year old version of you? Do you really feel that you are all that different from that person? I bet not. I don't. I still deep inside me feel like I am that 5 year old child. I never really grew up. So on a similar lines, I try to look at people who have hurt me, who have done certain things which are, they may seem inexcusable or they may seem horrible and harsh or very hurtful to me. But when I think about it in this way, that I look at them and try to imagine them as a 4 or 5 year old child running around happy, and I try to imagine what kind of circumstance may have led them to become the person they are today. Maybe they had a bad upbringing, maybe they had abusive parents, or maybe they didn't have any of this, but they were still not happy as children, or there was something that held them back as kids, and maybe that's why they don't have the peace which I have today. Because that's what I'm striving for. I find myself striving more and more after a certain peace that I had when I was a child. But I can't seem to find it now, and I'm afraid that people I meet are going to steal that peace or take it away from me. But when I think of it in this way, that they are the same as me, they also want peace, maybe which they didn't have as a child. So maybe they want that peace from me to share with me, but they don't know how to. So maybe it's our job to go out there and show them.